Traditional social skills training is about telling you what is expected and how to conform to what is expected. So these are what the expectations are in a particular situation. Let's practice. Today is about positive autistic identity, which is instead of trying to conform to the majority, what we're trying to do is find how can I be myself in a situation and have success in that situation as well. So there is definitely value in the traditional social skills training where we try and understand what everyone around us is expecting. But what's missing in that is that it doesn't tell you what to do if you can't do it. What if eye contact is difficult? Well, the traditional answer is practice and get better at it and do it anyway. What if it's difficult? What if it's really difficult? What if you can't do it at all? There are going to be some social expectations that we just either really struggle with or just need to find a different way to do it. So in this case, what we would like to know is if I can't do the whole eye contact thing, what can I do instead to avoid the negative consequences? And we'll see this later when we go into more of the details. But when you do not conform to what is expected of you socially, people get freaked out. People don't know what to expect. It's like you went off script. They say that, autistic people need a script. Actually, neurotypical people need a script. They ask you, how are you? And if you don't say fine, they freak out because they don't know what to do next because you surprised them and now they're uncomfortable and caught off guard. Yes?
So for example, if they ask how are you, but you're like, I'm not great, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's not kind of socially normal.
Exactly.
Which I think is a big problem in our society.
Building off that, I have had situations as a child where I really freaked out the person checking us out at Coles.
Yeah?
When they asked me that question, and then they got a monologue.
Yeah.
Of what was going badly for me that day.
They're expecting you to say fine, and when you don't say fine, they get put so off guard that the only thing they want to think about is how do I exit this conversation now because I don't know what to do next. You're a bit weird, I'm going to run away. So it turns out you can't fake being social, right? A good example of this is a real smile versus a fake smile. Our human brains are very, very good at picking up real smiles versus fake smiles. So if you try to smile and you're not actually happy, all you're doing is moving all the bottom parts of your mouth. Whereas actually, real smiles use a lot more of the muscles in your face, and you can't actually pretend to smile without actually feeling happy. So what happens is when we try to go through the motions of the neurotypical expectations and we're not actually feeling it, it comes across as fake, it comes across as inauthentic, and unfortunately, people think, why are you doing that? It's not right. I can't trust you because you're not being genuine. So what we're trying to do then is to learn the social rules so that we can break them. Learn the social rules so that when I break a social rule, for example, when I don't look someone in the eye, I know what effect that's going to have and I can mitigate that effect. So, for example, with eye contact, a lot of the time people think that you're listening to them if you give them eye contact. So what I do, instead of giving someone eye contact, I will give them lots and lots of verbal reassurance. Yes, I understand, that makes sense. Yep, that makes sense. Can you tell that I'm listening to you? Yes, you can, because I'm giving you lots of verbal feedback instead of eye contact, for example.
Couldn't they pick up that you're saying the same thing over and over again, to give them that reassurance? Like, for example, if you said yep, yep, they you don't know whether they're whether they're actually listening to you, whether they're just giving you that reassurance to because they want to come off as like they're listening to you.
That makes sense. In reality, most people don't notice. Most people get the feeling unconsciously that you are listening.
Right. Okay.
Another strategy that I tend to do is that if I'm not looking them directly in the eye, I kind of look at some other part of their face or or maybe like their neck or clothes or something.
That's another good strategy. If looking them in the eye for you doesn't work, you could look at something else. Yes, Poppy? Sorry, Alan?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'll tend to do other signs of active listening, like I have my body facing them, I'll have my hands pointed towards them, that sort of thing. I'll be nodding along, so that even though I'm not looking at them, they can see I'm listening.
I find that I end up nodding along all the time, just in the background anyway. It's actually it just feels good. It's like sometimes I wear earphones, I've got a Bluetooth wireless headphones, and that means that I can bob my head as much as I want and no one thinks twice about it because I have a socially appropriate excuse for doing it. So when we are aware of what other people expect us to do, then we can come up with these solutions to find our own way. And the goal is to be an authentic version of yourself, a socially appropriate version of your authentic self. In summary, standard social expectations can be difficult and sometimes even impossible to meet. This means that trying to follow the rules is often not enough. Instead, we first need to learn the rules so we can then decide consciously how to break them in order to find our own way to be socially successful.